Love is unpredictable because you can fall in love with the person you resist so much and discover they have their reasons for being horrible. This story is about Carrie, who is forced to partner with her high school nemesis after her brother sells his half of their family-owned candy shop to his high school friend Brooks. The two must find a way to set aside their differences and work together as business partners. But it seems they will be more than business partners after all. Let's find out. In the opening scene of Fall into Winter, we are shown yummy-looking candy at Murphy's Candy, and how it has been made by Carrie. She is a single mother, hardworking, passionate about making candies, and also has a large heart. She leaves the kitchen to attend to someone who she thinks is her brother Jake. He is her business partner because the candy shop is owned by their family. Unfortunately, it is not Jake, but one of their devoted customers, Eileen. She jokes about Jake not being a good partner for not assisting her. However, Carrie lets her know that her brother enjoys the operational side of the business. They chat a bit before Eileen leaves. Jake comes in and tries to explain to Carrie why he is late, but a delighted Carrie does not want an explanation. Instead, she wants him to assist so they can get ready for Winterfest. But he feels disturbed. Carrie wonders why, but her brother does not know how to tell her, so he suggests they go for dinner later to discuss it. Later that night, after dinner, Adam, the chef and the owner of the eatery, approaches them. He plans to place an order for candy for Winterfest, and also wishes to know if Alex, Carrie's friend and employee, will be at the shop when he goes there. It seems he has a crush on her. Carrie assures him she will be around when he comes. Anxious, Carrie wants to know why Jake decided to treat her to dinner. He reveals that his wife Ophelia has gotten a new job in England, and he will be joining her. Confused and scared, Carrie wonders about the fate of the shop, because she can't run it alone, especially since Winterfest is coming up. She needs all the help she can get. Jake reassures her and suggests a long-term solution. He plans to sell his half of the business, and he apologizes for any damage it will cause, but he believes the business will be a lot for her. He let her know he has found a buyer who they both know, and it happens to be Brooks McLeod. A surprised Carrie believes it is not a good idea. However, her brother thinks he is a financial genius and successful entrepreneur, so he will be perfect for their family shop. She declines because they did not get along in high school. But that is the only reason. We will find out soon enough. Jake wants her to reconsider and urges her to forget the past. He lets her know he will be away for a long time, and she admits she will miss him. Hearing this, he suggests she go with him to change her environment, and they can sell the shop. But that is not what she wants. The shop reminds her of their parents and grandparents, and it is also their legacy and history. Safe to say, she loves family. Jake wishes she would get along with Brooks and emphasizes how competent, smart, and trustworthy he is. She reluctantly obliges and hopes she will not regret her decision. In the next scene, two men discuss while they play chess, and one of the men happens to be Brooks McLeod with his father. He is visiting him at the senior living pavilion. He wants to know why his son turned down his former job. Brooks reveals that he quit because he wants to have a quiet life. His father hopes he will settle down permanently and have his own family. Brooks tried to settle down, but it did not work out, so he had to stop trying. His father encourages him to not give up and to look for the right woman, because his ex-girlfriend is not the right woman for him, and that is why it never worked out. His father believes he is stubborn and likes learning the hard way, which Brooks admits. The bond between them is strong. Meanwhile, Carrie is at the shop with Alex, her friend and employee. Seeing the load of work to be done, Alex wishes Jake and his wife wouldn't relocate. However, an ever-understanding Carrie does not want to stress anyone, including her daughter Megan, so she can concentrate on her studies. Everyone has their path in life, and this is hers. However, as good friends, Alex wishes to know when her new business partner will start. Carrie, who is not enthusiastic about Brooks, reveals that he and Jake are finalizing things with the lawyer. In the next scene, Jake hopes his friend gets accustomed to the city while he is away. They decide to hang out to celebrate as good friends before he travels. Jake also reminds him about the send-forth party, and Brooks plans to attend. At the party, Alex and Adam get along. While Jake wishes Brooks can make it to the party, a perplexed Carrie wonders why his brother did not inform her about inviting him. Brooks eventually joins them, and he comes bearing a gift. Jake is delighted and introduces him to his new business partner, Carrie. But their meeting is not a pleasant one, as they both seem to be like strangers. Carrie is furious because Brooks addresses her as Bean. She calls for Jake's attention outside the house angrily. Outside, she informs her brother about her plan to stop the business partnership process. She suggests she runs the family business and gets a home equity loan to buy Brooks off. Jake tries to convince her because he believes Brooks will make the business grow, but agrees to discuss the sudden change of plan with him. Upon giving it another thought, Carrie feels her brother sold his half because he needs money, so she agrees to give it a try to see how it goes. However, she plans to reconsider if they do not get along. Jake promises to support her decision. The next day at the shop, Carrie makes candy with Alex while they chat. Carrie lets her know that Jake is finally in England and getting settled with his wife. Alex wants to know about Brooks, since they will all be working together. Brooks happens to be someone Carrie knew from high school, and he always teased and picked on her. Alex considers him a bully, but Carrie feels he is not. She believes that because she did not admit that he was handsome and popular, that's why he acted like a bully. This makes Alex believe Brooks liked her, but Carrie feels he does not, because of what happened in high school. Alex is curious to know what happened, but Carrie does not want to discuss it, because she feels it is meaningless. Upon Alex's insistence, Carrie decides to let her know he once mentioned that he didn't have a date for the winter snowball dance, giving her the impression that he wanted her to be his date. Unfortunately, he stood her up and went with Aaron, who was the captain of the cheerleader squad. This left her heartbroken. Alex understands that she was hurt and wishes she confronted him about it, but Carrie avoided him instead. She admits she was devastated, but she has moved on. She hopes he will be a reasonable partner. Surprisingly, Brooks shows up at the shop, leaving Alex and Carrie surprised at his appearance. Later that day, Brooks tries to change the arrangements of the shop. Unknown to him, he hurt her during high school, so Carrie declines, and it seems they will never get to agree. She insists he gets involved in the upcoming Winterfest raffle draw, just to distract him from changing the arrangements. However, it seems that won't easily distract him from being involved in other things, because when a customer comes to get candy for his mom and girlfriend, Carrie gives him free candy as extra. After the customer leaves, Brooks demands to know how much free candy she gives to customers in a month. This seems to be another way they will not get along, because Carrie believes in charity. However, Brooks feels it will affect the business. Carrie introduces Alex to Brooks, and they seem to get along. Brooks is a nice person after all. When Alex leaves to answer her phone while working, Brooks feels it is not appropriate. He seems to be a strict businessman. Carrie believes he is trying to change how the business operates, prompting her to let him know that the business is family-owned, so she likes to treat everyone like family. They're not getting along at all. Brooks feels they should have a business discussion at lunch to straighten things out, but Carrie declines. She finally agrees to dinner, but on her terms. In the next scene, Carrie waits for Brooks to show up for dinner. Will history repeat itself? I hope not. She decides to leave when Brooks comes running to meet her. He apologizes and lets her know that he had to attend another business call. Carrie believes it would have been better if he informed her through a text message. He admits that he was rude, and she's delighted. After the apology, she reminds him of the eatery. It used to be their best eatery in high school, and Adam, who is the best chef in town, made it better. However, after dinner, she feels she should make decisions for the business. Unfortunately, Brooks feels she is too generous. He lets her know that he went through the history of the business and found that her grandparents were very good with it. He wants her to be impressed by his compliment, so she can agree to his terms. He then shows her a list of things he wants them to consider implementing to increase their sales. She goes through the list and feels they're not necessary. When Adam exchanges pleasantries with them, he also extends his greetings to Alex. Adam is clearly into Alex, but he does not know how to tell her. Eventually, Carrie and Brooks do not conclude their discussion about his new ideas. However, at least she did not disagree with him, so she plans to consider his idea. The next day, Carrie is amazed to see Brooks get to the shop before her. Brooks is not just a good businessman, but he is also punctual and supportive, which is quite a contrast to her brother, Jake. He decides to start implementing his ideas, redesigning the shop website, and shows her. She feels it is too fast, but decides to let him handle the marketing and rebranding aspect of the business. Brooks is delighted and sees it as another opportunity to suggest another idea. But this makes Carrie feel he is trying to take over the business, so she declines. Later that day, Carrie emails her daughter, Megan, about Brooks and how they're not getting along with making decisions. The mother and daughter also share a pretty close bond. Meanwhile, Alex feels Brooks is passionate, but Carrie does not agree with her. She feels he is arrogant and plans to reconsider their partnership deal. Alex believes she needs to get along with him. She decides to consider the home equity loan as a means of escape. In the next scene, Carrie visits the bank manager to discuss the loan. She lets him know about her plan to buy out Brooks, but she does not have much in the way of savings. She wants to use her family home as collateral. The bank manager initially assures her that she will get the loan and decides to start the processing. Unfortunately, he discovers he will not be able to proceed, because her ex-husband did not sign a quitclaim. Carrie is shocked and discouraged, because her ex-husband will not be available to sign a notarized quitclaim for 6 months. She is left with no choice but to get along with Brooks now. Brooks visits his dad. He promised to bring him candy, but he forgets, and his dad wonders what is going on, since he owns half of a candy shop. He reveals that he is not getting along with Carrie. Everything he suggests gets her angry. His father suggests he consider her opinion, and not be selfish in making decisions. Unknown to him, Carrie has also decided to consider some of his ideas, and she rearranges the cash register as he proposes. Brooks is amazed, but does not let it be known to her. He has also come back with a change of heart, so he got the jelly bean bar and other equipment for the raffle draw in preparation for Winterfest. She's delighted. It's a win for both of them. Seeing the turn of events, Alex suggests Carrie should be nice to him. The co-owners get along while she assists him in setting up the equipment. She's surprised he and her brother still get along after so many years. She also wonders why he relocated from New York. He feels he is accustomed to relocating, because his father's job made them change location when he was small. But to Carrie, this will not be good for his relationship with people. They seem to be different, because Carrie does not like traveling, unlike her daughter Megan, who she misses and is proud of. Although she would like to visit Europe someday, because that's where her grandparents learned how to make candy. Brooks encourages her to visit whenever she has an opportunity. While they make candy for the upcoming Winterfest, Alexander receives a call that her cousin Paige is not feeling too well, so she has to leave to attend to her. Brooks invites Carrie to lunch for another business discussion. It seems this may turn out better than the previous one. She tries to make an excuse because of the upcoming Winterfest, but feels it will not be good enough since they're trying to get along. She accepts, asking him delightedly. He even admits she is good at making the candies, after trying one before leaving to prepare for their lunch. However, he thinks the prices of the candy are cheap because of the quality, so he suggests they increase the price of the candy. But Carrie is concerned about the people. She feels they will not be able to afford it, and he decides to consider her opinion. Brooks bumps into Aaron, the high school cheerleader, on his way out, and they hug. Carrie sees them from afar and feels jealous. Erin is delighted to see Brooks after a long time. She knows everything about him because she has been keeping tabs on him. She also boasts of working in a top-notch organization. But she wonders why he decides to own a candy shop when he has such a high profile. She gives him her business card. Jealous Carrie approaches them to find out what they're discussing. Brooks introduces Erin to her. Brooks suggests she tastes Carrie's candies, as they are the best, but Erin outrightly mentions that she doesn't eat sugar, making Carrie feel awkward. Erin suggests they catch up some other time. Brooks and Carrie proceed with lunch. He suggests how they can make more profit by cutting down on the free candies, but she feels business should be about the people, not money. She wants to know why he bought Jake's half, because it is a small business with a small profit, but he believes it can grow. He later admits she is hardworking and also has a good heart. He suggests she take a vacation to Europe, but she declines because she does not want to go alone. This makes him feel she is lonely, and he decides to pry into her personal life. He wants to know if he has moved on from her ex-husband. She let him know she has moved on, and that he is a good dad to Megan. But as for him, he has never been married, and has no children. He jokingly reminds her of being voted life of the party in high school, claiming he decided to buy the candy store because he wants to retain the title. Their meeting and relationship are seeing more improvement. Later that night, Alex visits her to let her know that Paige is much better, and her condition is not that serious. Being good friends, Carrie shows her their yearbook. Alex believes Carrie was adorable as a teenager, and admits that Brooks is also handsome. But Carrie thinks he is pompous, especially since they have different perspectives about change. In the next scene, they have a lot of customers because of the Winterfest. Alex is delighted to see Adam. It is now confirmed that they both like each other, but it seems Adam does not know how to ask her out. She helps him with his order, and he finally tries to ask her out on a date, but unfortunately, it is the wrong timing. Alex has to attend to the next customer. Meanwhile, Brooks gets the order for the customer. One of the customers, Eileen from earlier, requests a free candy. She wants him to be generous like Carrie, and he surprisingly gives her one. Eileen hopes he finds love when she notices he is not married. Later, he expresses his interest in learning how to make candy. Carrie let him know she will make some candy later that night, and hope he can wait to learn and assist her. Later, Erin calls him, letting him know of an executive job offer at a Global 10 company which comes with a lot of bonuses. She feels it is better than the candy shop, especially since she also likes him and wants him close by. Brooks is not thrilled with the offer. She suggests he think about it and get back to her over dinner. He tries to decline because of the candy lesson with Carrie, but she deliberately ends the call before he can say it. Carrie teaches Brooks how to make candy at the shop. They are now becoming fond of each other. She thinks he is romantic because of his choice of candy mold. He also thinks making candy is creative and interesting compared to his former job. He suggests she starts teaching people how to make candy. She likes the idea and wants to, but admits she will need support. Brooks volunteers to assist her without hesitation. Everything is going smoothly until they hear a knock. It turns out to be Erin, who stopped by to check on Brooks and remind him about the dinner. Carrie thinks he likes her, so she lets him know he can go with her. Brooks feels bad about leaving her, but when she insists, he agrees to go with Erin, making Erin happy. In the next scene, Carrie explains what happened in their late-night candy class to Alex. Alex feels she likes him, but she denies it, although she admits that the business partnership is going better than she expected. She believes falling in love will make her life complicated, and wants to be single. However, Alex hopes she will change her mind and give love a chance. Carrie thinks Brooks is dating Erin, because he went to the snowball dance with her during high school. Alex believes fate will bring them together, and hopes Carrie will be patient till Brooks admits his feelings for her. Adam sees them from afar and runs towards them, returning the scarf Alex had forgotten. When he leaves, Carrie lets her know they're the same, because she likes Adam. And just like Carrie, Alex fails to admit it. Later, Brooks joins them in the shop, and Alex leaves. Carrie wants to know how his date went, but he lets her know it was not a date. He reveals that Erin is not what he's looking for, even though she is a good woman with a good job. She wants to know what he's looking for. Brooks feels he needs a best friend, someone who challenges him, who is supportive, caring, and genuine. She hopes he finds her, and feels he needs someone who will see beyond his pride to admit he is a good man. Brooks is amazed at her words, but she leaves him to attend to a customer. Later that day, Carrie decides to show her generous side. She plans to visit the senior pavilion. Unknown to her, it is where Brooks's dad stays. Meanwhile, Brooks helps his dad make winter wreaths at the pavilion. This time he didn't forget to bring him candy. His dad wonders if he's finally getting along with his business partner. He lets him know they're getting along, and admits she is sweet, caring, and funny. He feels she is a perfect match for him, even without meeting her. But Brooks does not believe so, because of his past relationship. His father hopes he gives love another chance, especially since people that share the same values, goals, and outlooks, and know how to compromise, will be a perfect match for a successful relationship. However, Brooks informs his dad about the new job offer from Erin, and his plan to think about it. He admits to him that the job is tempting, but because of his commitment to Jake and Carrie, he will not consider the job. To his father, if he is happy in Bradford, then he can decline the job offer. And it happens that Brooks is indeed happy. On getting to the pavilion, Carrie sees Brooks with his dad. Brooks introduces her to his dad, who is delighted to meet her. He learns she is there to give them candies as a donation. Brooks and his father end up helping her to share out the candies. Carrie is surprised he did not complain about her sharing the candy. He surprisingly reveals that he is changing his perspective about considering money before the people. Carrie is perplexed, and undoubtedly believes they will make a good team. He plans to show her something later. Afterwards, they take a walk to the place, which Carrie admits is beautiful. Curious, Carrie wants to know why his dad is not living with him. He let her know it is because he can't cook, and believes his dad is independent and social. Carrie believes his dad is good with ladies, just like him. Brooks admits he loves his mom wholeheartedly. He hopes to find someone to love, like his father, but Carrie feels his kind of life that includes changing jobs will not allow him to. Finally, he wants to know why she ignored him in high school. It appears both of them have different perspectives on what really happened. We will find out. Carrie claims it is because he picked on her a lot, and his pride. But he let her know that was his way of being funny to his best friend's off-limits younger sister. His arrogance was a protection thing for him, because they moved around a lot, so he changed schools really often. His show of pride was the only way for him not to get bullied in every new school he went to. She's perplexed to know it was a facade all along. He apologizes for picking on her, and wants to know if there's more. She decides to let him know how she felt bad because he stood her up for the winter snowball dance, even after she bought a dress and did her makeup. Apparently, she read the impression wrongly, and he profusely apologizes for the misunderstanding. Also, she dislikes the nickname Bean. He apologizes for all his wrongdoing, and hopes for a fresh start. She also wants to know why he relocated, but he is not ready to share it with her, so they leave to prepare for Winterfest. Later, at the shop, Alex is delighted to see them get along. On their way home, Alex hopes she can forgive Brooks, because she sees how happy she has become. But Carrie is scared because of her failed marriage. Regardless, her friend encourages her not to let that stop her from finding love again. At home, Jake calls Carrie through a video call to check up on her. He wants to know how they are preparing for Winterfest. She let him know that Brooks has been supportive, and they have been getting along. Unknown to Jake, Carrie does not know about Brooks's job offer, so he mentions that Brooks will turn down Erin's offer. The news that he has been keeping the offer secret from her breaks her heart. In the next scene, at Winterfest, Alex and Carrie give free candies to people. When Brooks approaches them, she decides to leave because she is heartbroken. Brooks believes there's something wrong with her, because she ignores him. Erin joins them, but Brooks is not concentrating on her discussion with him. His mind is with Carrie. He lets Erin know he is not interested in the offer, but she hopes he will reconsider. When Carrie attends to Eileen, the latter encourages her to believe in fate, even though her circumstances are unknown to her. Carrie finds her words encouraging. As Brooks approaches Carrie, Megan decides to surprise her with a visit to Winterfest. They hug each other happily. Carrie introduces Megan to Brooks. Later in the night, Megan catches up with her mother. When she leaves to meet her old friends, Brooks approaches them, asking Carrie to dance with him. As they dance, he wants to know why she keeps ignoring him. She wants to know if he plans to leave anytime soon, so she will not be heartbroken. This is the push he needs to reveal why he bought her brother's shares. He was engaged to his ex-girlfriend, but it did not work out, and it affected him, so he relocated to start fresh. So, when Jake called him about the offer, he saw it as the perfect opportunity. He did not accept Erin's job offer, and this puts her mind at peace. Brooks let her know that he is willing to start fresh in Bradford with the candy shop. He is not going to leave. Megan sees them from afar, and she's happy her mother is getting along with her business partner. Meanwhile, Adam stops by and Alex is delighted. He finally lets her know how he feels, and gives her flowers, and the candy order she helped him with the other day. He asks her out for dinner, and she gladly accepts. A happy Adam wishes to stay with Alex, but he has to get back to his business. After the dance, Brooks and Carrie go back to the booth. Brooks leaves to get more candy. Carrie sees the flowers Adam got for Alex, and she's so delighted for her friend. The bank manager bumps into Carrie and lets her know there has been a mistake which he has corrected, so she can get the loan. Unfortunately, Brooks overhears their conversation while he is returning with the candy from the shop. He is heartbroken and leaves them before Carrie sees him. Unknown to him, Carrie declines the loan. Brooks drops the candy with Alex. He leaves to call Aaron to accept the job offer because he thinks Carrie wants to get the loan. Later, Carrie wonders where Brooks is and sends him a message asking about his whereabouts. In the next scene at the shop, Brooks continues to ignore Carrie. Alex hopes he is fine and encourages her not to be bothered. Brooks visits his dad to let him know he has reconsidered the job. He feels disappointed because they did not work out, but Brooks believes it's because they're not meant to be. His father feels he is hurting and wants him to share it with him, but he refuses. However, he encourages him to let go of his past. Brooks leaves to sign the papers for the new job. Meanwhile, Jake calls Carrie. She lets him know she can't find Brooks, but Jake does not know either. He did not even come by the shop, so she decides to look for him. She visits his dad at the pavilion, and he is surprised to see her. She wants to know where Brooks is, but he lets her know they're moving. Unknown to him, Carrie does not have any idea that Brooks is at the new job interview. He gives her his support and encourages her to discuss it with him and find out why he changed his mind. At the meeting with Aaron, she gives him the appointment letter to sign. But when she gives him candy, it reminds him of Carrie, and he cannot sign the papers. Later at the shop, Carrie receives a call from someone and meets up with Brooks. She lets him know his father gave her the information. He also reveals that he overheard her consorting with the bank manager, so he feels she wants to get rid of him. She confesses that she declined the loan since she has gotten to know how loving he is. Brooks also tells her he could not sign the papers because he wants to be with her. They finally let it out that they are in love, and they seal their confession with a kiss. In the next scene, they have come to a level of understanding such that they now make decisions together. They change the shop logo, and they love it. He surprises her with 2 tickets to Europe, her choice of travel location. Then they kiss happily.